Hey guys, thank you so much for hopping on our Beachbody happy hour. So I hope you brought your wine, and if you didn't, then I hope you put water in a super cool wine glass like I did. See, look at that. Everybody's got some. And just in case you don't know who I am Rachel Allen. I've been a Beachbody coach for the last 2.5 years, and it has completely changed my life, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I have some friends of mine that are also going to share their stories, and they're kind of from all walks of life. I wanted to get like a little taste of everybody on the call. So I'm just going to kind of give you some quick basics real fast, and then we can kind of get into the actual story. So I'm sure that most of you that have heard of Beachbody products, if you haven't, then P90X, Insanity, 21-Day Fix, and the new Hammer and Chisel are all Beachbody programs. As a coach, we basically share our story, do the workouts, invite people to join us, read our personal development, and earn 25% commission off of everything that we sell, and the opportunity to build a team of people underneath us and earn what we call team cycle bonus as well. And I personally feel like, you don't have to be the beach body that people are always talking about. Like, oh, I can't be a coach because I still have weight to lose, or I can't be a coach because I don't have the time, or I work full time, or I have kids at home that I can't do 2 things with, whatever the case is. I think that all of the people that are going to talk on this call are going to be proof that those excuses don't matter, and that you can totally make this business work on your time. And that's kind of the beauty of the whole thing. So I'm going to kind of give you a little rundown on my story. I have struggled with my weight almost my whole life. I remember taking diet pills when I was in high school. I was super hot when I first met my husband, and then that whole like love weight happened, and and then children. And so after my second child, I ended up having a breast reduction, and I was pretty much like, okay, well, here you go, Rachel. You have 0 excuses at this point forward. Get to work. So I hopped on the gym train. I was at the gym over an hour a day, every day for 6 days a week. I would have to put my kid in the child center, which sucked because a lot of times I'd have to do like mid-workout, have to run down, change a diaper, run back up, finish the workout. Whatever the case was. It was also like 10 miles, so 20 minutes to get to the gym. And we were living in Nebraska at the time, so snow and cold, and I really had to want it, basically. So 3 months of doing that, and I'd lost 3 pounds. And I was like, no, this is not working out for me at all. So I just so happened to stumble across my coach, Leslie, in her like page, and she just so happened to be running a Insanity accountability group, starting the exact day that I was going to be starting Insanity at already, because we had the program. I'm sure some of you, all of you, whatever, have P90X just lying around the house somewhere, because it sounds like it's a good idea until you actually take it out of the package. That's kind of our story. So, we were like, let's really just try to get it done. And then she said that she was going to do a group, and I was like, that's perfect. It's like it's fate. So I talked to her. I was running these little fitness challenge groups with some mommy friends of mine to help us lose the baby weight that we had. And so my coach happened to see that, and she was like, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? And I was like, no. What is that? And she was like, oh, it's basically what you're doing right now, except you'd get paid for it. I was like, oh, well, okay. Sign me up. I mean, I'm like probably the easiest sell ever. But I kind of was already looking for a little something to do from home. I had a neighbor sold jewelry, and I kind of looked at that buy-in process or whatever, and it was really expensive. And let's be honest, I don't wear jewelry besides my wedding ring and like one necklace. So I probably wouldn't have done well with that, but I had been on my fitness journey and felt like I could share that. So why the heck not? Let's get started. So I hopped in and we went down to Texas. We had this birthday party for my kid, and I just so happened to see one of her posts that was like, earn an extra $100 to $200 a week over the next 9 months, and blah 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 blah. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, Erin, I can earn $100 to $200 a week with this business. And I mean, like, thinking back on that now, it was just like, wow, really? Like that, but that was life-changing for us at the time because my husband worked he was the sole breadwinner. We got paid once a month. And at the end of the month, every month, I'm telling you, we were like getting $5 pizzas from Little Caesars because we knew that pizza was going to feed the family for the last 2 days of the month before we got paid again. So we were strapped for cash. So an extra $100, $200 a month would be perfect. And that's basically what he said. He was like, if you could just make $100 a month, fine. Okay. So I did. I jumped in. I did everything that my coach told me to do. I posted when she told me to post. I made events when she told me to make events. I invited to these things. I would post my sweaty selfies every single night with insanity. I'd post videos. And I mean, I was 235 pounds at the time posting these videos and never once got oh my gosh, stop, don't post your stuff on Facebook, whatever. All I got was, wow, how inspiring, how amazing. I can't believe that you're doing this. Oh my gosh, da, da, da. I've never heard of somebody that's finished Insanity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I did. I finished Insanity. I lost 20 pounds, and I just kept going from there. But the big thing is that I also kept going in my business, and that has paid off exponentially. I signed up as a coach in April of 2013 and had paid for our cruise by the end of the year. So I took my husband on a cruise. It was our first vacation in 5 years, and besides our honeymoon. And so that was super cool. I finally got to buy him a birthday present that year. I got to travel. I went to Puerto Rico. I spoke at our coach summit in front of 10,000 coaches and shared my story there. So it's just kind of been like this whirlwind excitement, and before I had kids, I was a teacher and I wanted to help people. And then I got into teaching, and it was like okay, no, I can't help these people kind of thing. But with coaching, I can help these people, and I do help these people. And that has been like the turning point in everything. Like I've matched my husband's income at this point, and my kids get to do baseball and karate and all this extracurricular stuff. And we're not having to worry about that $5 pizza at the end of the month. Like, we're okay now. There's more date nights. There's more traveling. There's more vacations that we get to do with our family. And I 100% don't believe that we would be able to do that unless I were to have gone back to work if it weren't for Beachbody. So that's a little bit of my story. I'm going to send it on over to Jess and have her kind of share her side of it, because there is a little difference between us. So Jess, you can go ahead. I just unmuted you.
Hey everybody, I am Jess. I have been a Beachbody coach since December of 2013. So I just hit my 2-year anniversary like 3 days ago. And so a little bit about me. I, just like Rachel, have been trying to lose weight basically my entire life. I've always been overweight. I've never been comfortable in my body. And I developed an eating disorder pretty young, a mix of binge eating and a little bit of bulimia for fun, And so I've really struggled with that in my weight my entire adult life, basically. And so I had tried Weight Watchers. I had tried every single diet plan that there is. I did the HCG bullshit. I did It Works wraps and all of that. And about a year before I became a coach, I started a weight loss blog to kind of keep me accountable and help through that. And so having that support and accountability helped, but still I was doing I was trying to do it on my own. And I think that I let pride get in the way a lot of the time. I didn't want to credit my weight loss success to anything like Weight Watchers, which could be why I completely sucked at it. But that was one of the biggest things in my head about why I didn't want to do Beachbody. So when my coach became a coach, she talked to me gently, of course. She had been running an accountability group just for free, and I was in it. And her and I got to talking, and she was like, well, I was also running accountability groups with my blog. And so similar to Rachel, I was basically already doing what I do now, but for free. And so I just didn't believe that I could be successful with a DVD. I told my coach, okay, I'm going to do the 30-day shred with Jillian Michaels. And if I succeed at that, then I'll think about being a coach. And of course I didn't, because those DVDs suck. And I didn't believe that I could do it. And so finally, I had gotten a Christmas bonus. We were super strapped for cash too. And so that was another part of it. Like, I could not come up with the money to start. And so I got a Christmas bonus, and I told my husband, like, this is what I really want to do. I've been watching the infomercials every night, basically. And I really believe that I can do this. And so when I talked to my coach, she had recommended doing it or signing up as a coach, because I had this great accountability network and it was something I was already doing. So I said, okay, what's the worst that could happen? Basically, it's the same price. And so I signed up as a coach doing P90X3 2 years ago, and I lost 30 pounds with that program. And that was really like the end of plateaus for me. And it really kind of got me back into where I was going. And then after that, I had a little bit of personal struggles with life and everything. And I didn't end up getting pregnant. That was on purpose. But I got pregnant, and I really wanted to focus on my fitness, because I was plus size and pregnant. I was 250 pounds when I got pregnant, which was 40 pounds less than where I started. And I just really wanted to focus on not gaining a ton of weight and having a super healthy pregnancy. Gestational diabetes scared the crap out of me. So it was basically my mission to not let that happen to me. So I started following the 21-day fixed meal plan and doing the workouts. And through my entire pregnancy, I only gained 17 pounds, which is pretty cool. And I was able to lose all of my pregnancy weight within a couple weeks of delivering and get back to where I was when I started. So I really believe like that doing that and having a healthy pregnancy, and now getting into my health and fitness again for my daughter and everything, like these programs have been super helpful, because I don't have the time to go to the gym, and I don't want to drop her off at a daycare at the gym. She's 4 months old now, and her nap time is my workout time, basically. So financially, it's been pretty amazing what I've been able to do. Similar to Rachel, I was like, if I could make like $100 a month, like this is totally worth it. I was working a full-time job, and we were still struggling to make ends meet, both my husband and I full-time. And so I was like, I just want to make $100 a month. Like, that's all I want to do. And by the end of my not even my first year, by like 6 months in the business, I had earned my free trip to Cancun, which was fucking amazing. We actually had not been on a vacation, and we've been together for 9 years, and we had never taken a vacation together. On our honeymoon, we went to Florida, to Orlando, because I had family that we could stay with. And so even then, it wasn't really a vacation for us. So when we got to go to Cancun, just us, and it was kind of a baby moon because I was pregnant, it was such an amazing opportunity, and really kind of opened my eyes to what kind of freedoms that we could have with this opportunity. And so I was also able to pay off over $10,000 in credit card debt that we had amassed, and really got us into a position where we could save. And we're hoping to buy a house in May, even after having a baby who recently had to have surgery, and all of these things that life has thrown at us. They're not emergencies, because I have this extra income. And speaking of that, when I had my daughter, I didn't want to go back to work full time, because the idea of leaving her completely tore my heart out. And so I looked at our finances, and I felt comfortable with the money that I'm making with Beachbody to take on a part-time, like super part-time job to kind of keep things steady. and really focus on my Beachbody business. And so while I'm not a full-time coach, I am a part-time coach with a super part-time job and a full-time mom. And I think that had I had to go back to work with my daughter, I'm not sure that, like, I don't even want to think about it, because I'm so thankful that I didn't have to, because of this little opportunity that my coach brought up to me 2 years ago when we were in a completely different situation. And just how, even though it hasn't been a perfect journey and I've had ups and downs with both coaching and my weight loss, it's amazing how I have gotten here 2 years later and how much it's changed my life. And so I'm super stoked to see how it is in the next 2 years, especially now that I have all this time. Well, not all this time, I'm a mom with a little baby, but more time to focus on it day to day. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to throw it back at you, Rachel.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Lauren. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Lauren, I just unmuted you.
Oh, good. I don't know.
Thanks so much for sharing your story, Jess. So now we're going to hear from Lauren, who has been a coach since May of 2014, right?
Yeah. I started actually started with the 21-day fix in March, and then I didn't sign up until May of 2014. And starting my journey it was a big deal. It's a decent chunk of money. And, but it had been a long time since I actually invested in myself. So it was a big chunk of money. And so since I needed to make this purchase worth it, I totally rocked my first round of 21-day fix. I did it pretty much. I think I made a few mistakes, but I did it. I was bound and determined to make it worth it. And so after I saw my results, I became a coach shortly after. And even just sharing my results like one time on Facebook, I got so many good responses. And within 3 months of becoming a coach, I earned my ticket to Summit. And we got back this summer, and it was so amazing. And I'd never done anything like that. Like that trip was for me. I earned it, and I got to spend a weekend with some amazing leaders and women, and it was just really an amazing journey. So before Beachbody, I'm a mom. I have 2 girls that are 5 and 3. And I've had, I tried the whole like small business thing before. I used to sell makeup, but if you know me at all, like I like wash my face, and that's about it. Like if I put mascara, like it's a big deal. So obviously I wasn't the best makeup salesperson. I'm not even joking. I stopped selling this probably about 10 years ago. I still have like eye makeup remover that's brand new. Like I still have inventory. It's ridiculous. So the fact that Beachbody doesn't have inventory is just huge for me. Like I'm not trying to sell people a program based on like what inventory I have. And that's really big. Like inventory is like my nightmare right now. So I also used to sew cloth diapers, which was amazing. And I loved doing it because it was really a great like creative outlet. But I would work like hunched over this whole like sewing machine for hours up until like 1 in the morning to like make pennies an hour. It was so silly. And like all this money that I would make, I would just like pour it back into fabric. And I was like, this is not working. So yeah, and it was just, those things just didn't work. And I put way more effort into those things trying to make them work. Where with Beachbody, I feel it comes more naturally. I know with the makeup, it's really easy to say, I don't have this money for makeup, or I don't need makeup right now, or, I really don't need any like nail polish right now, or certainly things like that. But with Beachbody, it's much harder to say no to your health. So as a business standpoint, I believe that Beachbody has an amazing advantage because people can say no to other things, but when it really comes down to it, people really want to say yes to their health, and they have so many reasons to be healthy. So as of right now, I have a couple fun milestones. Beachbody has helped my family relocate. We moved earlier this year from a town that really honestly was not safe for my children to live in. I didn't feel safe going to the grocery store. I didn't feel safe walking to the corner market. So Beachbody has helped my family relocate to a safer town. I can walk to my kids' school, and I can just, it's such a nicer area, and I feel safe. But being a nicer area, it does cost a lot more to live here, and so my income definitely helps the cost of living. And being able to provide that for my girls is, you can't measure that. You really can't. So, and I also, next week, I will have made over $10,000 with Beachbody. And like I said, I only signed up in 2014. So for our family, $10,000 is huge. Like 10 grand. How crazy is that? So, Beachbody has just made a big difference in not only my family's life, but it's made a difference in my life. I'm so much more strong and confident, and I believe I'm a better person. I'm a better friend, definitely a better mother, and a much better wife because of Beachbody and because of this coaching opportunity. So I'm just so grateful for every single minute of it. There you go, Rachel.
Rachel, you're on mute. Here I am, just talking away. Thanks, Kayleen, for having my back. Anyway, yes, Lauren, I love that I was able to kind of like be there to like see you moving your family out of that area and stuff like that. Like, that's just been exciting for me too, because I know that was really important to you. So our last speaker for the night is my girl, Kayleen. Kayleen signed up as a coach in May of this year and has basically just been a rock star, and has lost tons of weight and has rocked it out. So I'll stop talking and let her finish her story. So go ahead, Kayleen.
Hi, my name is Kayleen, and I became a Beachbody coach, like Rachel said, about 7 months ago. I have been, like many of the other girls, I have been overweight my entire life. And it was at about this time last year when I decided that things really had to change, or I was going to find myself down a path that I probably wasn't going to be able to come back from. I was over 320 pounds. I was in pain all the time. I had like my feet hurt. I couldn't sleep through the night. I would throw my lower back out every other month almost. And it was finally enough was enough, because I was sick of yo-yo diets. I was sick of hating what I saw in the mirror. I was sick of being in pain all the time. And so I decided, it was around Thanksgiving, that after Thanksgiving, enough was enough, and I was gonna have to commit to myself and put myself first for the first time in my life and just get it done and prioritize my own health. I made that decision, but I did not know what to do with myself. I started going to the gym and to the little fitness center at my apartment complex, which had like a rickety treadmill and a couple of dumbbells. And I would do YouTube workouts and put my meals into MyFitnessPal and kind of cheat the calories to see if I could play the system. Like, that was actually going to help me. And to nobody's surprise, I lost maybe 10 pounds in 3 or 4 months, which was really demoralizing. And I was like this close to giving up and just saying, well, maybe this is how I'm meant to be, and maybe this is who I'm meant to be, and maybe I'm not someone who can lose weight. When I remembered this girl who was in a group that I was in. It was a fitness accountability group. And I remembered that a few months earlier, we had been at Disney World at the exact same time, although we didn't actually run into each other. And she had posted a video of her working out in her hotel room with her kids, like running around all around each other. And that stuck with me because I was like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. And I also thought, maybe if I had someone like that supporting me and cheering me on, and if I didn't have to do it alone, maybe I could do this. And so I reached out to her out of nowhere, and I asked about the 21-day fix, which I'd always thought was kind of like a gimmick, like how can you get fixed in 21 days? And she hooked me up with it with 21-day fix and Shakeology, and plugged me into an accountability group, and I just kind of went all in. I sort of fell face first into it because I knew somewhere in me that if this didn't work, nothing was going to work, and I had to make it work. So a couple of weeks into that, I was seeing really great results. I was sticking to the program. I was dropping weight like crazy. I think I lost like 6 or 7 pounds my first week, which after not having lost 10 pounds in 3 months was like mind-blowing. And I had started sharing my workouts on Instagram, and Rachel reached out to me and was like, have you thought about coaching? I was like, I can't be a coach. I'm over 300 pounds. Like, who wants to, I can't, I don't know anything about fitness. She was like, you need to be a coach. So it was around that time that you guys were in Cancun, and I was like, places actually send people on vacation, like all expenses paid vacations. Is this real life? It's like, well, maybe if there's a free vacation in it for me, that could be worth it. And so I signed up, and I did what Rachel told me to do, and I got out of my comfort zone, and I shared stuff that I felt a little uncomfortable sharing, and I got real, and I was amazed at how many people came back to support me and had so many positive words of encouragement, and came back and said, I feel the exact same way, or what you said would ring so true to me. And that's when I realized that I could help people who felt alone just like I did, and make them realize that they're not alone, and that there are other people who have similar experiences, and that that it's not helpless, that there is a way out. So for me, I am a full-time working girl, not a prostitute. I am a career girl. I work in professional nonprofit regional theater, which is a very high-stress job. On a good week, it's about 50 to 60 hours. It's pretty high pressure. And I was really concerned about how I was going to make the business work for me. But I found that just by being a little bit disciplined and dedicating an hour a day to my business and being consistent in my actions has allowed my business to grow in ways I really couldn't have predicted 7 months ago. As of right now, I have been able to put about $3,000 towards credit card debt, which has freed up a lot of space in our budget for me and my boyfriend to travel. We've been able to go to different little weekend getaways to different places around Florida. I was able to go to Nashville and visit my family in Arizona this summer, which I really was only ever able to take trips home maybe once a year. And usually Phil and I would have to play rock, paper, scissors to see if we were going to visit his family or mine. And also, one of the things that's probably going to be happening next year is that we're going to have to move. We both are having issues on either side of our families with our parents getting older, and just family is becoming more and more important. And the idea of having to find a new job in an industry that really isn't very prevalent in many states. You know, theater isn't really big in anywhere but New York and some odd regions here and there. Knowing that I have this business in my back pocket and that I don't have to settle to find another job that I hate after being able to come from a job that I have right now that I love is really a huge weight off my mind, because every time I thought about that, it would stress me out to the point where I just couldn't think about it. So to me, being a Beachbody coach means that I have the freedom of options. And I'm so, so excited to see where 2016 is going to take me.
Yay! Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to see either. Loved your journey so far, and I just know that it's just going to continue and continue and continue, and it gives me chills just thinking about it. It's like, oh, my little baby. They're like going out and doing amazing things with their lives. I love it. So anyway, I'm just going to quickly wrap this up. We only have about 5 minutes before this Zoom call is going to kick us off anyway. So if you popped on this call, please get with the coach that invited you and get them to answer any questions that you might still have. Beachbody is really about the total picture. We're all health, fitness, support. All of that is going to equal success. And so we don't have any quick fixes or anything like that. 21-day fix, but that's not really the case, because you definitely repeat the program to get your results. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in 21 days. So I wanted to kind of recap just a little bit. You don't have to be a fitness expert. Obviously, none of us are fitness experts. We are not trained professionals. We are just people who like a product, that have seen results from that product and are sharing that journey with other people. That's it. It's just like with your favorite mascara or your favorite nail polish that you get at the store. You share with your friends. They buy it from you, or they buy it from the store. In this case, they would be buying it from you. All we are some like fitness cheerleaders and support systems for you guys. And we don't have to, like Lauren said, we don't have any inventory. We don't have to deal with anything like that. If you have a customer service issue, there is someone that is going to help with that. You don't have to deal with customer service or shipping or anything like that. And I just really feel like all you really need to get started is a will and a want to work, and the passion to inspire and help others to do the same. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, then please reach out to the coach that invited you. If you need anything at all, let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out. And I look forward to welcoming you on board at some point in time. We'd love to have you. Have a wonderful night. Finish up your wine, and we will see you guys all later. Bye.